Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here to some more Fan Fridays. This one coming from the fan Discord, Fano versus Zeus. But Fano's team has a Venonat, so anything goes from this point on. What is the Venonat going to do? I don't know. I honestly can't figure out this one. Have we seen a Venonat on Fan Fridays before? I think maybe. I know we've seen Tangela. Tangela got a lot of Fan Fridays. Maybe I'm getting Venonat and Tangela kind of mixed up because they have the same kind of body shape. But, okay, this isn't even like a double battle where you pump up the Venonat and do some weird stuff. We're just leading strong, Greninja Ice Beam damage onto the Venonat. Venonat tanks it though. Now to be fair, Greninja doesn't do a lot of damage. So that's why. But I mean, the Eviolite Venonat into the Sleep Powder. What else does it need? Like, are we going to see insane Quiver Dancing now? Okay, we already have Pokemon Sleep. That's a free Quiver Dance. Gliscor? That's going to be different. So, Morning Sun. Alright, Venonat at full health. So, pretty much what happened from the first couple turns of this battle is that it's a 6v6, but Venonat got a hard plus on that Sleep Greninja. So now, Gliscor with the knockoff. There we go. Gotta get rid of that Eviolite, but that didn't even do any damage on the knockoff. And then Venonat's got agility. So it's got the tankiness. It has the recovery. Trying to outpace what the Gliscor is doing with the agility. And then it's a Baton Pass. Okay, so whatever setup it is to put a Pokemon to sleep and then Baton Pass and agility into a Totem Mimikyu. That's dope. As Gliscor goes for the Earthquake. And Mimikyu is just a great Pokemon to receive Baton Pass or anything like that because, hey, look at that. It's a disguise. It's like that free pseudo sub going on. So now, what is Mimikyu going to do with all this speed? Is it like a special adamant Mimikyu? That way you just stack the damage even harder? Or also, you know, Mimikyu's speed isn't incredible. It's just good for like 7th generation Pokemon. So then it gets to outspeed everything for sure now while rocking crazy stats into that Play Rough. +2 Play Rough on the Gliscor. I don't know about that. It might to a KO, but I mean Gliscor, it's known for like protecting, unless it's a sub Gliscor, but we didn't see a sub yet. I'd imagine that's something that you kind of want to rush, but there's the Poison Heal. So Poison Heal adding to it, withdrawing the Gliscor, so maybe, you know, even with the Protect, wouldn't be enough, because that was a pretty big chunk of damage. So Poison Heal not going to be enough. Tapu Lele comes in with the Psychic Surge, but that means you are going to be switching it in to okay, I would have expected Play Rough, not the Shadow Claw. But throwing down the Shadow Claw, getting that switch prediction, this Mimikyu is now unstoppable. And the agility came in, so there's really no point of setting the Psychic Terrain because there's no Shadow Sneak to worry about since Mimikyu already has insane speed instead of worrying about the priority. And there's the Z move. Totem Z. Oh my goodness. I didn't know that you got the animation with the totem like that. Dude, that's Mimikyu's massive. Dude, that's terrifying as well. Can you imagine a Mimikyu that's just like waste level? It's crazy. So now let's yo, look at that. That thing's huge. I'm actually very happy that Game Freak they adapted to this. So there we go, guys. Totem Mimikyu doing its thing. Good job for killing it. You killed Porygon. How does that make you feel? Yay! Is it also like giant when it spits it out? Like the whole thing looks scaled up, and I wasn't ready for that much level of detail for Pokemon. Congratulations, that was hype. Now Mimikyu, it's just going to use Play Rough. No Water Shuriken on the Greninja. Actually, never mind. Greninja's asleep anyway, so it doesn't matter. And this is just the straight up Totem Mimikyu Sweep with the epic animation. Gliscor comes in. Even if Gliscor has like a way of stalling or a way of getting some kind of healing, it's not going to be enough. We had the Z move to nuke anything too strong. And, yeah. I guess it's kind of like Mimikyu did its thing, but just in case that was a Scarflele, Mimikyu is going to be faster. Just in case that Greninja wasn't asleep, Mimikyu is going to be faster. So apparently if Mimikyu had any more speed than Game Freak gave it, it'd be way too terrifying. Shadow Claw, Play Rough, Swords Dance, what else? Is there a Leech Life? I'd be happy if there's a Leech Life hanging back there just for that extra bit of healing and craziness. We're down to Charizard, last Pokemon. Charizard would normally be an outspeed onto the Mimikyu. Not today. Mimikyu with the Shadow Claw, +2 Shadow Claw onto the Charizard. Critical hit. I think Mimikyu's too good. We've just been enough damage. I wonder if, like, if it is adamant. just because the anticipation is with a very reliable agility setup on the Venonat. Like, that Venonat setup went hard, man. You put a Pokemon to sleep, and then you also get the agility, and it looks fairly uncontested. Let's get into that next battle. Alright, not leading with the Venonat. Things are going to be a little different this time, and let's see how it plays out. I wonder if there was a reason. Like, looking at the opponent's team, also, this is another Discord battle, so that's a fun thing. Get in Discord, have some fun battles. Then maybe they get on Fan Fridays. Like, I'm not doing it because it's Discord. I'm doing it because we have a Venonat that's, like, setting up and doing crazy things. We have Metagross come in. So, Metagross matching up against the Haxorus. I haven't seen this matchup in a long time. Like, this happened not frequently, but often enough to be notable from, like, the 5th generation stuff. People picked up the Haxorus. Metagross was way more common back then. But going into the Heatran, there's the Air Balloon. Oh, anticipating the Earthquake, not getting that. Night Slash, Air Balloon pops. So, interesting little trade right there. Haxorus going for its own thing. Actually, yeah, I guess, you know, safer than the Earthquake because Air Balloon, potential Flying Switch. I don't know if there's a Flying and Levitate Pokemon immediately on this team. But that's something. Oh, yeah, Hydreigon. There we go. So, Hydreigon comes in. Hydreigon to try to tank the Hariyama? But why? So, that's a Flame Orb. And then Hydreigon's got to switch it. Oh, never mind. It's double switch. We just have so much switching. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with the way the battle video plays out. Hariyama with the close combat. Not going to affect the Mimikyu. So Hariyama's hurt by the burn. Mimikyu comes in with that play rough. And that's going to be a lot of damage. Hariyama tanks it, though. And then comes in with a heavy slam. So calculated on Hariyama's part to just get that disguise gone, since that can be a very difficult thing to deal with the Mimikyu. That means Hariyama, though, I think it has one more turn in it. It can survive one more burn because that nerf to burn. So nerf to burn, technically a buff to guts and like those kind of facade strats and stuff like that. But then we also have the confusion nerf, which is a buff to the confusion inducing moves. So that's pretty nice. Like if you use Outrage, well, now you have a less chance of hitting yourself and a better chance of sweeping. But now we're just going for that Shadow Sneak spam. So that's going to be the last move on the Mimikyu. Shadow Sneak, just in case agility doesn't happen. Big Eruption, though. Not enough to KO the Mimikyu. Mimikyu just going to spam down that Shadow Sneak. Didn't find an opportunity to set up. Didn't get a crit or anything. So the Mimikyu is not going to be the sweeper today. Alright. And then Hydreigon coming in. So yeah, Hydreigon, pretty solid response to this, especially if that's going to be like Scarf on the Earth Power. Dragon Pulse comes in. I think we just have like an understanding, you know, Nidoking, it did its job, it traded, it got a Mimikyu. Just don't, you know, potentially switch into something scary. Serperior coming in as a response to Hydreigon. This could get interesting, or not, because Hydreigon's going to switch out. Venonat comes in, and this is what I mean. Venonat didn't seem really threatened too much by the team, but the Glare from Serperior, bringing in a little bit of tech, trying to get that slowdown on. Venonat's not going to care as much, but Hydreigon, as a sweeper, definitely does not want the paralysis. Leaf Storm's going to come in, and now the snowball begins, but Venonat takes no damage. And then gets the agility. So agility now offsetting the paralysis. I don't think you really need more than just one agility on the Venonat. And Venonat can technically set up multiple times if it tanks well enough. So Superior's Leaf Storm getting scary real quick. But Venonat, is it going to go for the immediate baton? Yeah, like that's another thing. Like if you're slower though, then with a baton pass, you don't have to worry about eating the move. Into the Blastoise. So we have agility Blastoise versus a Serperior. It is a Mega Blast. I was about to say, there better be something special for this, because that is going to be way too much damage. Can the Ice... I don't think the Ice Beam can do it. I've seen Serperior tank non-stab super effective hits before. So Blastoise with that Ice Beam onto Serperior. Serperior will survive it, but the Freeze Hacks... Oh, that's unfortunate. Is this how it ends? Is this how it ends? Oh, Blastoise with the Water Spout then. So mixing it up in case of a switch, but also Water Spout being the reliable damage taken down. I mean, how do you stop that? How do you stop Agility, Water Spout, Mega Blastoise, except with a +4 Superior that is not frozen? Hariyama comes in with that burn. Fake out. Okay, just chipping some damage. Solid hit. Going to reduce the overall impactiveness of that Water Spout. Hariyama, slow. Blastoise with the Water Pulse, that's going to get boosted from the Mega Launcher. There needs to be more Mega Launcher Pokemon. It's a nice little gimmick in the 6th generation, but we could see more of that. And then Electivire comes in. So Electivire, is it just going to pray it can tank the Water Spout? Okay, and then that's going to be, we'll see what happens. So yeah, the +2 Water Spout, it's like looking at the Mimikyu, guys. That's a Mega Blastoise stab, insane base power, and it is enough, even with missing health. So you can take like Stealth Rock, some chip damage here and there, and then you're going to be just fine. But then we outspeed in the Haxorus, and that's going to be pretty close to a GG. Haxorus, though. All right, so Scarf on the Haxorus actually going to outspeed. Outrage. Blastoise is too tanky. I actually love Blastoise. I ran Blastoise a lot in the 6th generation as a Mega, because I feel like Mega Blastoise is one of the best 1-for-1 Pokemon that has incredible durability, low weaknesses, and then very high coverage. And by combining all that stuff, it makes it very hard for Blastoise to lose in a neutral setting. That you take a hit, but you're a 3-hit KO, the opponent's 2-hit KO with your Mega Launcher. If you have a super effective hit, that's a 1-hit KO on most sweeping Pokemon. So Blastoise is going to be in a very good position. That's going to be the Ultra Sphere for the neutral. Mega Blastoise versus Mega Blastoise. I mean, still, that's good damage. And then the trade is a Dark Pulse. So trading Pulse moves, trading Launcher. It was only for the Blastoise. So Venonat comes back in, understanding, hey, what's a Mega Blastoise going to do to me? Maybe going for that Morning Sun initially would be good, just like plus health. Ooh. Flinch, though. Paralysis could have happened. Yeah, it looks like that Dark Pulse actually hitting a lot more, like, just hitting for a lot more damage than I expected. Venonat going down off of that. Just engage, you know. You never know what you could have done with that Venonat. Now Metagross is back in. It's a weakened Blastoise. It has a Dark Pulse, though. Dark Pulse will KO the Metagross. Zen Headbutt, not going to be enough to take it out. But, I mean, in this situation, like, all right, just hit everything, chip it down, you're going to win. Looks like it doesn't matter, though. Metagross finding the clutch, barely survival. So, that's a rough idea. If it wasn't for damage rolls, let's call that a KO. Metagross still a tanky Pokemon, so most super effective hits, it's going to be done. But there we go. Finding in the end, I feel like that's superior. Okay, maybe not, because you have the Heatran. And superior, unless it was like Hidden Power Ground or something really weird like that, Heatran would be able to deal with it. So I think that's kind of it. Was Hydreigon Scarfed? Because then you just outspeed the Superior anyways, you start reducing it. So yeah, I don't think it was the biggest thing, but that Ice Beam really made it's like, oh, now Mega Blastoise is going to go and sweep and show off and flex a bit. There we go, guys. Hope you all enjoy the battle. Cool Venonat setup. We got Mimikyu Sweep, and then we had a solid battle at the end. And I'll see you in the next Fan Fridays.